Hello and welcome to Biomedical Qingdao, China. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Guangsheng Wang. I oversee the international department at Biomedical. We hope you can benefit from today's webinar from Qingdao and Biomedical to the world.
Hello and welcome to today's Biomedical Clean Air Cabinet Training. I'm Peter Peterson, Director of International Business Operations and Marketing Departments here at Biomedical. Before we move on, I want to quickly point out the reason for the video you just watched. We are proud of our growth over the last few years, and to be more specific, we are now in more than 160 countries, currently have 500 plus intellectual property patents, 300 plus certified medical devices, and have reached over 1 billion people. Now that's some achievement by the greater team. I'm also coming to you today from our exhibition hall here in Qingdao, China. If you took a quick walk around the hall, you would have the opportunity to see most of Biomedical's products and solutions. Actually, let's give you a quick look before we move on. And if you're interested in seeing the exhibition hall, then go to the website www.biomedical.com or click on the banner as we are showing you now, or scan the QR code on the screen, and take a virtual tour from the world's leading manufacturer of IoT biomedical cold chain equipment, and you can see all our solutions from U-Blood, U-Vaccine, U-Biobank, U-Reagent and U-Lab. Actually, please find time and tell us what you think when you get a chance to look at the virtual tour. But of course, we hope in the very near future we can host you here at Biomedical headquarters in Qingdao, China. However, before we move on to the training, a key and very critical certification that relates to today's training must be acknowledged. I want to congratulate the R&D Clean Air Development Team. Their leader, Mr. Kong, as the biological safety cabinet developed by the team is certified by the National Sanitation Foundation, NSF, who is the world leader in public health, public safety standards development, product certification, education and risk management since 1944. I want to highlight why NSF is important to you as a key selling point for our products. For starters, NSF 49 was first introduced in the 1970s as it is recognised as the most perfect standard in the field of biosafety cabinet right up till today. NSF ANS 149 and EN 12469 are currently the most common international certification of biosafety cabinets in the world. Biomedical's NSF certified biosafety cabinet adopts a double fan structure. The descending wind speed and inflow speed can be controlled independently and flexibly, which are the key advantages of the intelligent constant wind speed. Okay, a little bit more about Biomedical and the Hire Group later in the webinar. For now, today's main focus will be our products overview and how to sell Biomedical clean air solutions. Also, you'll get a better understanding and background today about the cabinet evolution. We will also cover the different types of cabinets and why Biomedical's range and series is the best choice for you. We will cover key points that help you best position the product. We will also look at the intelligence and the innovative technology behind Biomedical cabinets, and also take a look at our competitive advantages and some comparisons against our competitors. We will also cover how to position the cabinet in a lab, plus installation and commissioning, and how to better understand the needs of your customer. Also, you will see some case studies and you will learn more about the Hire Group and Hire Biomedical, who we are and our broader reach right across the world. A very strong base for your customers to trust us from a truly global business. If you have any questions, please feel free to add them into the chat below and send us a message. If not, please email us at inquiry@hirebiomedical.com or contact your trusted sales manager here at Hire Biomedical. As we have a lot to get through today, I'm going to hand over to Harry Pomfret, Sales Manager in London for Hire Biomedical UK, who is a leading specialist in clean air products and solutions, to take us through most of today's training. Thank you, and now over to you and Harry in the UK, and I will see you all soon.
Hello, my name is Harry Pomfret and I'm the London Technical Specialist for Hire Biomedical UK. Today I'm going to be giving you a talk on the clean air range offered by Hire Biomedical, the key features of the product, their function, and how we compare to competitors and how we can sell into new markets. First off, a little bit of background on biosafety and biological safety cabinets, as well as clean benches. So the application for biological safety cabinets is the containment of, originally, bacterial agents for common diseases like cholera and tuberculosis. These were wooden and steel boxes designed to basically contain these infections. However, years later, the products have reached a very evolved state, and the modern biological safety cabinet is very different. So first off, what is a biohazard? Biological hazards, also known as biohazards, refer to the biological substances that pose a threat to the health of a living organism, primarily that of humans. This can include samples of a microorganism, virus, or toxin that can affect human health. It can also include substances harmful to other animals. There are several major biological international standards that govern the handling of biosafety and the definition of a biohazard across the world. In USA, you have the NSF 49. Here in the UK, you have BSEN 12469. And there are several other, such as DIN EN 12469, NF EN 12469, and JIS K3 800 in Japan. Another important thing to understand is hazard groups and containment levels, as well as biosafety levels. These will govern when it's required to have a higher level of biological safety and will also govern which product is appropriate for your customer. At hazard group 1, which is a containment level or biosafety level 1, what they're working with poses little or no hazard to themselves. There is no cabinet or clean air requirement for safety in this case. Hazard group 2 poses a moderate risk and represents biological or biosafety or containment level 2. This is where you'll start to require the use of a biological safety cabinet to work safely with these examples, such as botulism, Legionella, and E. coli. This may vary depending on where you are. However, it's a conversation to be had with the customer, and with the customer there will be a requirement that their biological safety officer or whoever's in charge of lab safety makes the final decision on what's appropriate. Hazard group 3 represents high risk samples, and these are things such as anthrax, typhoid, HIV, hepatitis, and BSC. Containment level 3 or biosafety level 3 is when a class 2 cabinet is definitely required, and the customer will also be able to advise you on what they're working with and if it's appropriate. Once you reach hazard group 4, you exceed what the biological safety cabinet class 2 can handle, and in this cases there's more specialized equipment to be used. These are things such as Lassa fever, Ebola, green monkey disease, Crimean hemorrhagic fever. Hire Biomedical offer 2 different types of cabinet in our clean air range, which is our class 2 microbiological safety cabinet. This is appropriate for hazard groups 1 to 3, but not for group 4. And our Laminar Flow series, which is appropriate for hazard group 1 exclusively. These both have different functions and different use cases, and going forward I'll go through each use case and where each is appropriate. The Class 2 microbiological safety cabinet we offer are primarily recirculating cabinets. A recirculating cabinet will take some of the air that's circulated around the cabinet and exhaust it. The rest of the air is recirculated internally through an ULPA or HEPA filter to clean the air. The clean air then flows down onto the subject to make sure it is kept clean and free of contamination. This air is then recirculated and again either exhausted through a single or a double HEPA, depending on the model, or back through the ULPA or HEPA downflow where the cycle continues. These are very popular versions of cabinets as it requires no ducting, which can be expensive and it can save the customer money. In Higher Biomedical, we offer both single and double HEPA in different models. However, the majority of our cabinets are single HEPA models. It will really depend on the customer requirement. In the UK, the double HEPA is very popular, but around the world, it will depend on the preference. Laminar Flow cabinets or clean benches move air from outside the cabinet and either through a filter and vertically down onto the sample in vertical laminar flows, or from the back of the cabinet horizontally out of the cabinet through a HEPA filter. Either way, clean air prevents contaminated air from reaching the samples, and you can work in a clean environment when inoculating or working with very contaminant-sensitive experiments. With a laminar flow, the only protection offered is product protection and environment protection. However, there is no operator protection. There is no filter or airflow protecting you from the contamination or from any dangerous products inside the clean bench. The Class 2 cabinet offers you product protection with a downflow, operator protection with the recirculating front flow, and environmental protection with the HEPA filter, which filters all exhaust coming out the cabinet. In our NSF models, it will be an ULPA exhaust. And these are appropriate for biological safeties 1 through 3. This graph is meant to show you our current range of biological safety cabinets. We offer A2 and B2 types, and these essentially tell you the function of the cabinet. So as I mentioned before, the vast majority of our models are A2, which means 70% of the air is recirculated and 30% is exhausted through a HEPA filter. The B2 models are 100% exhaust and usually require connecting to ducting. We offer the NF series in America, the Smart IoT series, the Intelligent series, and the Classic series. Each of these have their own features and benefits. The one in the UK, for example, we use the most is the Intelligent series double HEPA, double fan, and this is the HR 1200 II-A2D. An important thing to understand when selling the products is the part codes and how they're laid out. The start of the part code refers to the type of cabinet, so HR being microbiological safety cabinet, HCB being laminar flow. The number after that is the working width, which is not to be confused with the external width. The working width is just the area the user has to work in. After that, you have the airflow circulation. So II-A2 refers to a Class 2 with A2 recirculation, which, as I mentioned before, is 70% downflow, 30% exhaust. After that, you have the letter which dictates what type of cabinet it is. So D, dual, S, single, X, single smart IoT series. N is for the NSF American series. No suffix at all refers to a single cabinet. And in the UK, we have NS, which refers to no stand. Here's an example of the dual HEPA HR 1200 II-A2D. The light blue features are the features unique to the cabinet, and I'll go into them a bit further later. Now, there are a few benefits which we see in the UK from a dual exhaust HEPA. The extra HEPA offers you extra protection in the event of a filter failure. It makes people more comfortable working with higher containment, for example, hazard group 2, in an environment where you don't have any ducting. By not having any ducting, you also reduce the cost and the ongoing cost, as running a ducted extract system can be expensive and it can add a lot to installation. Without having ducting, it's much easier to install a new cabinet and it reduces the cost of the installation. There are a few more things on this page which go through the pros and cons, but something to take away is when having a dual HEPA, it reduces the requirement for a ducting system. In the UK, dual HEPAs are almost standard at all universities where you're working in any group that's had a group 2 and above. Here are some key selling points. At the start here, we have some key selling points for the dual HEPA exhaust. Now with the dual HEPA exhaust, there are glass side windows which allow natural light inside the cabinet. This helps increase visibility and prevents the user from feeling like boxed in when they're using the cabinet for a long time. The dual HEPA exhausts allow for an increased filter efficiency. So the airflow you exhaust into the cabinet is basically disconnected from ductwork, as you have that extra HEPA filter protecting the cabinet. You also help ensure user safety, which can be a great selling point, and it's a fantastic selling point here in the UK. With the dual HEPA, there's a slightly different fan system, one DC fan and one EC fan, instead of 2 DC fans or 2 AC fans. Now, while having 2 fans, if one fails, the other one can direct itself to protect the user, which is a great safety feature. The airflow is more balanced and stable, and it reduces the stress on the filter as you have 2 smaller fans. The EC fan can also scale it up and scale it down depending on how much power it needs to use. These are great for reliability, they extend the life of the HEPA filter, and in general they can reduce the long-term operating cost to the customer. Now, all models feature a single stainless steel working surface. This is normally 304 as standard. However, we can offer 316 steel, which is slightly more corrosion resistant if you're using very oxidizing cleaning agents. Highly oxidative cleaning agents like chlorine dioxide or Virkon can actually rust 304. In the dual HEPA model, we have, in the 1200 anyway, 3-piece stainless steel working area. This means it's easier to remove any one piece for cleaning. All cabinets come with a manual sash as standard. Now the IoT models do have options for electric sash and stand, but I'll go into that next. The manual sash is much more reliable as there's no electronic components to fail, and in the event of a power failure, you can easily close the sash. Now, the electric stand and sash are great options for when you want hands-free operation. They prevent contamination and you haven't got to touch the stand, and they're very efficient products. The UV lamp is also standard on all our cabinets, and this allows for disinfection and sterilization, but it also can be programmed to turn itself on during the evening or a pre-scheduled time once the sash has been closed, and this can allow overnight the unit to be sterilized, and it's a fantastic feature. LED lights are also standard on all our cabinets. These are energy saving, and the light is much gentler on the eyes, and it's great for long-term use and visual comfort. It's also much more energy efficient and will last on average 4 times longer than a similar fluorescent light. This reduces operating costs and how often they need replacing. Due to the fans, we have great noise levels of 58 decibels, which give quiet operation, and this, especially in the UK, is a big selling feature. Low noise and high comfort levels are definitely key selling features in the UK for biological safety cabinets. All of the cabinets come fitted with 4 service fixtures, and this gives great flexibility for running gas, air and water into the cabinet, which means one cabinet can be used for many different types of experiments and different applications. If you're running 2 different experiments, you have 2 on each side, so you can run 2 different lines into the cabinets. On each side of the cabinet, there is an IP44 rated waterproof socket. Now in the UK, these are 220 volt, but they'll be the appropriate voltage for your region. These can all be controlled from the front of the cabinet with an easy to use toggle button, and timers can be set on the controller to run pieces of equipment for set amount of times. This saves the user time, and it also allows you to safely use electronic devices inside the cabinet. The front sash of the cabinet is angled at a 10 degree, which means it's more comfortable using the cabinet as the glass isn't right up in your face. This is great for ergonomics and comfort and reduces glare for people who use glasses. It also allows users to sit in a much more comfortable posture. All of the higher biomedical stands are adjustable as standard. A lot of our competitors have 3 or 4 different kinds of stands, all of which for a different application, while our stand can be used in every application and has an adjustable height from 700 to 900 millimeters. This allows it to be easily moved around and with the leveling feet can be locked in place. This provides great comfort as you can adjust the height of the cabinet to your preferred working height at installation, and if the cabinet needs moving, it can be moved and adjusted easily. The front hinge panel allows very easy access to components. This reduces time for routine repairs and maintenance and allows the filters to be changed very easily. This not only is great for the service customers, but also any service groups you work with. If you couple this with how available spares are, it makes us a great company to work with from a service point and ongoing for aftercare for your customers. So I'm just going to go through a few key products available on the single HEPA range. So the single HEPA intelligence range is available in 900, 1200 and 1500 working width. These are IIA2 models, which means they're 70% recirculating and 30% exhaust. They use our intelligent constant air velocity system. They feature an ultra-efficient ULPA downflow and a ultra-efficient HEPA outflow filter. The UV lamps, as I mentioned before, can be set to timing on schedules, and with the rest of our cabinets as well, the UV lamp is locked to the sash, so the sash must be down before you can turn on the lamp. The LCD display screen allows users to very easily operate the product and make changes, and it displays great information like air velocity, inflow, filter life, and other data. As I mentioned before, it has a very ergonomic design and a full suite of alarms with both sound and light alarms. This cabinet is also compatible with CE and EN 12469 TUV certification. Here are some of the features with a bit more in-depth pictures. Again, you have the ULPA downflow, forward centrifugal fan, intelligent constant airflow sensor, as well as this airflow on the sash, the adjustable casters and feet, and the other features I've mentioned before. In a bit more detail, you have the intelligent constant airflow velocity technology. This allows you to actively monitor the airflow inside the cabinet. The air blocking technology, which prevents indoor air from flowing into the working area, which can affect the laminar flow, and prevents any leak of air from inside the cabinet. We have a very patented filter residual life alarm, which allows us to use the residual life pressure sensors to detect the filter resistance and how long the filter will last, rather than relying on a timer, which may be inaccurate. We have a reliable design of a magnetron switch, which allows an alarm to go off when the sash isn't placed at the right level. We have a timing design on the water sockets on the left and right side to allow you to time your experiments, and with the waterproof sockets you can run them in a safe environment. The LCD display displays temperature, humidity, air velocity in real time, as well as allowing you to access all the settings and service settings for the unit. There's an intelligent alarm mode which allows you to monitor abnormal conditions, allows you to change the UV lamp, the glass door, fan and lighting, which are also interlocked. The glass door and the over-under limit can also be controlled, and it can also display any sash abnormal readings. There's also some great just safety features, such as the how easy the front window is to pull down and clean, pre-warning for UV life remaining, one-click appointment, so as I mentioned before, you can run the UV lamp in appointment mode, the V-shaped grille and air inlet, sort of stops you from blocking the air intake with your arms, and there's also a removable 304 stainless steel armrest on all our models, which allows you to use the unit comfortably and it reduces overall fatigue. We also have a green mode, which allows the unit to run in low noise and energy saving mode. On this slide, you can see the different models of single HEPA filtered Class 2 biological safety cabinets that Hire Biomedical has to offer. The first model is the HR900, which is the 900 working width. The HR1200 is the 1200 working width model. The 1200 with an S suffix has glass sides, and the HR1500 is the largest model available in single HEPA in the standard series and has a 1500mm working width. Below is the specification sheet for each of the products, which is a fantastic selling tool as it allows you to become very familiar technically with the product and speak with confidence with customers. This is the X Series Smart IoT version of our biological safety cabinet. It comes in 1200, 1500 and 1800 sizes. It also comes with a touchscreen on the left as opposed to the standard LED screen that comes with other models. This gives a huge amount of additional functionality to the cabinet, as well as very easy to use inbuilt timers and stopwatches, as well as the ability to look at metrics, as well as track the function of the fans and filters in a very, very easy to read visual way. It does have some other advantages, like a dual DC fan, options for glass electric sash, as well as electric stand. There are a lot of optional extra features, as well as cameras, and it comes with the ability to be integrated into the Hire IoT system. On the image to the left, you can see the foot pedals, which allow you to control the sash, and there are also, with the optional adjustable stand, have electric stand as an extra upgrade. Here are a few of the codes available. You'll notice all of the codes end with the suffix of X, and as I mentioned before, you have the optional electric glass, camera, foot switch, electric stand, as well as the option for the IoT module. Here are a few comparisons with our competitors. As you can see, while other models from other companies do have some of the features we have on the IoT cabinet, none of the other competitors can offer the complete package that we can in our premium model. One of the things no one can match on this table is our dual wind speed sensors. Here is the specification sheet for the 1200, 1500 and 1800 working width. Currently, they all come in one piece, 304 stainless steel working space, as well as solid-sided. This is the NSF series, which is focused more on the American market and comes with a completely welded interior. This is focused more towards the NSF standard that I mentioned earlier in the presentation, and features an ULPA exhaust instead of a HEPA exhaust, which is the main difference from the other cabinets available from Hire Biomedical. Here are the models available in the NSF series, which are the 1200 and 1800 working width. Here are some competitor comparisons, which I'm going to go through briefly and should cover some of the very common selling points and unique selling points you'll run against with competitors and how to combat them. Here is the Thermo Safe 2020, which is a very common model around the world. We do come across this model in the UK as well. They offer a motorised sash as standard, while our standard model comes with a manual sash. One of the main benefits here is the fact that a manual sash will be very reliable in the event of a power failure, where it's very easy to close. It's also more reliable as a manual system, as there is no motor to fail, which can happen in the case of a motorised stand. Another key selling point against the Thermo Safe is the fact that our cabinet is over 100mm lower in height, so it can fit in areas with lower ceilings. We also use LEDs, which, while less slightly brighter, offer a much softer light on the eyes and are much easier to work with. They're also more energy efficient and last much longer than the fluorescent lights you'd find in the Thermo. We offer volt-free contacts as standard, which allows connection to a BMS system. We come with an airflow sensor to give you live readings as you use the cabinet on our LED screen, and we offer a slightly longer warranty than available with the Thermo unit. Another model we come up against is the Nuaire LabGard series. Some of the very key selling features here, very similar to Thermo, is the fact that our cabinet is over 100mm lower in height, which is great for lower ceiling environments. We use LED lighting as standard. We can offer a double HEPA model, especially in the UK. This is very popular as a selling point and provides added protection against pathogens. We also provide volt-free contacts and airflow sensors as standard. While our warranty is lower at 3 years, the cost for a 6-year warranty is normally more expensive. However, in the UK, we have had situations where we can increase the cost to match the warranty. We also have slightly more usable working area, and the energy consumption on our unit is very competitive. With the 1200 dual HEPA, we also offer standard glass sides, and all of our plug sockets are IP44 waterproof, as well as being side mounted to prevent disruption to airflow and generally providing a very safe environment. We also provide a metal armrest as standard. The CAS BioMat 2 is also very popular in the UK, and we come up against it quite a lot. The unit is slightly shorter, which provides very good ceiling heights. However, they use fluorescent lighting instead of LED, don't provide volt-free contacts as standard, don't come with a 3-year warranty, and also have a smaller usable working space. We provide 4 service fixtures as standard, as well as sockets mounted on the side with IP44 waterproofing. We also provide the metal armrest as standard. The ESCO AC2 is also a cabinet we come up against. While they offer 5 different options for stands, we offer a single adjustable option, which is definitely more of an economic option to the customer and gives them a huge range of flexibility. Again, they do not provide LED lighting like the higher models, and we offer slightly more usable working space in the same size cabinet. We also offer IP44 rated sockets as standard, where it's optional on the ESCO cabinet, and in the UK we offer warehousing and UK support where the ESCO engineers will not. Another model of Class 2 we regularly come up against is the Envair series. This model is the Envair Bio 2+R, which is a recirculating model. One of the key things we provide against them is we offer a stand with adjustable feet as well as casters, which allows the unit to be more manoeuvrable. We offer LED lighting as standard. We also provide a larger working area for the unit. This is the Labogene Mars Class 2 model. Some of the unique selling points against this product is that we offer a manual sash, a standard. Manual sashes have a much lower failure rate, much more energy efficient, and can be closed easily during a power failure. We offer an adjustable height stand with feet and casters as standard instead of multiple stands, which makes it easy to quote the customer. This allows for an adjustable working height and can easily be lowered or raised during point of installation for the customer needs. We offer LED lighting as well as fixtures, IP44 rated side mounted plugs, and volt-free contacts as standard. Similar with the Cojair, we offer a manual sash as standard, an adjustable stand with levelling feet and casters, whilst theirs is only electronic. We also offer an adjustable height, which means it can be adjusted to any height required. We offer a slightly larger working area, as well as better energy figures during the running, which reduces not only the impact on the environment, but also makes the cabinet more economic to run. The Monmouth unit, shown in this image, comes with an electronic sash as standard, while we offer a manual sash. This has less failure points, and as I mentioned before, can be closed in the event of a power failure. Our stands are offered with the price included, which means as non and optional, they provide a much more economic option for the customer, as well as providing a one stand that can fit all requirements. We offer double HEPA with the OPA exhaust on the NSF, which provides a better protection for pathogens. We offer a slightly smaller warranty, however, we can offer a larger warranty, as larger warranties normally increase the price of the unit. We offer a better working area as well for the same size, and we offer fantastic energy efficiency on the product. On to laminar flows now. So laminar flows are designed to be used where you need a clean environment to work with your samples, and this can be throughout pharmaceutical, clinical, life science, photoelectric, and also some electronic manufacturing procedures. It provides a Class 5 clean working environment, and with the HEPA filtered air, provides a sterile environment for you to do your experiments. All of our units come with side glass windows, both horizontal and vertical, which allows more light in when you're working. Laminar flows have a very niche application. They do not provide any operator protection. However, they reduce the cost of working as the unit is cheaper as compared to a biological safety cabinet. We run with very reliable components and elements, and we have medical device registration certification for all of our laminar flows. The design is very ergonomic. You have an LED screen to your right to control the unit, and on the vertical it will come with plug sockets as standard. Both units feature a UV bulb for sterilisation. The most important thing to consider is how to sell against your competition. We have a cabinet that can meet the demands for all Class 2 users. Our criteria and optionals allows us to meet most of the requirements, if not all, for RFQs and URSs. Our pricing is very competitive when compared to our competitors. Our units offer a very compact solution when compared to units like Thermo and Envair. In the UK especially, where space is at a premium, having a shorter cabinet offers a customer much more versatility when putting the lab together. As our stand comes with levelling feet and casters, not only is it easier to quote, but it also offers a very flexible solution as the unit can be easily manoeuvred into place if the lab needs rearranging. We also offer a large range of products which allow the laboratory to completely kit out the system without having to worry about contacting multiple manufacturers. This includes the fridges, freezers, liquid nitrogen, CO2 incubation, temperature monitoring and service contracts offered by Biomedical. Siting and positioning. Below, as I flick through, are a few slides I've included which should help you when site surveying for a customer. I always find that the site survey is one of the most important parts of the sales process when selling to new customers or existing customers, as it allows you face-to-face time as well as ensuring that what you're offering the customer will meet all their requirements. While our standard in the UK does not have any specificity when it comes to siting, we believe that having a thorough siting process is important as you can ensure the cabinet will work properly where it's being placed. So things like away from drafts, away from through traffic, away from doors and open windows, and away from air conditioning units and inlets. These are important as they can affect the airflow that protects the user and keeps the samples clean. Ideally, there should be a place in an area where disturbance by other people is at a minimum and there is a safe zone to work with the operator. Other considerations: walls, windows, doors, aircon, footfall and traffic, as well as other lab equipment that may generate turbulent air. It's important to pick a location where the laminar air from the Class 2 or the clean air cabinet will not be affected. Here are a few different situations where the placement of the cabinet is correct. This information can be made available to you if you'd like, and is a great handy tool for your own site surveys. The next most important step for a Class 2 and clean bench is the installation and commissioning of the unit. This is the site survey form we've put together in the UK. This goes through very common things such as ceiling heights, if the units can be bench mounted, corners, which can be difficult to navigate for the units, as well as depth of bench, any obstructive airflow, and any other problems we may encounter during the delivery. A good site survey can affect a lot of problems down the road, and it's always important to measure twice and cut once, as deliveries can be expensive and difficult to organise. In the UK, we work mainly with the Walker Safety Cabinets team for all our commissioning, and this includes the installation and commissioning of both recirculating and ducted units, the installation of ducting in fan boxes, and laboratory ventilation and control systems. By working with Walker, who are very established in the UK, it has allowed us to sell our equipment to customers who also use Walker as their main service supplier. It's also given us a reliable and well-trained service team to work with on both bringing the unit into the UK and fixing any issues that may occur during installation and commissioning. By having the Walker name tied to the higher Biomedical name, it has also given the customer a great deal of confidence in our equipment, as Walker are happy to work with our cabinets and recommend them to their customers. And a great relationship with a local commissioning and installation team can be tremendously helpful when pushing into new markets. Here is an example of one of the Walker test reports. which goes to the standard EN 12469-2000 Annex C in the UK. We test things such as filter efficiency and function, cabinet, airflow, operator, and product protection. This is the product selection guide. This should help you when making recommendations to customers based on what they need the cabinet for. At the end of the day, the final say will come from the safety officer or the biosafety officer who looks after the lab and the biosafety. However, it helps to point the customer in the right direction based on their requirements. This graph is to help you make that decision and point customers in the right direction. Things such as what hazard group are they working with? Is it a chemical hazard? If so, we don't currently supply fume hoods. However, if it's a non-chemical hazard, which hazard group are they working with? Is it 1, 2, 3? In which case, biological class 2. Is it 3 plus or 4? In which case, we don't currently offer those products. However, a class 3 would be appropriate here. In the case of requiring a sterile environment with no biological or chemical hazards, we point them towards the Laminar Flow cabinet. This decision map should be part of the sales process when helping you make recommendations. An important part is asking the correct question to the customer. What kind of protection they need? Are they looking for product protection, product and personal protection? What are they working with? What's the environment they're working with? And is there any additional things such as chemicals or radionucleotides which they're going to be using? Below is a small table to help you with cabinet selection. For example, just product protection could be done with a class 2 or a Laminar Flow. If they're working with groups 4 and above, class 3, hazard groups 1, 2 and 3, class 1, class 2 or class 3. It's important to make the correct recommendation at the start. Good product knowledge will help you with closing the business and giving the customer confidence in the higher biomedical product. What are the size limits? It's important to know how much space is available so you don't recommend a unit that's too large for what they require. Where's the unit going to be? What position is it going to be in? What are the ceiling height limitations? It's always good to refer back to the siting practices we showed before to see where you can put a cabinet and where's optimal to put a cabinet. Helps you look out for little hazards like AC units, possible open units, as well as other cabinets in the area, follow-throughs, etc. Other considerations. So this is from labmanager.com, which is a few things that customers look at when buying a biological safety cabinet. And I can definitely say I agree with these. Ease of use and safety are always going to be number one. And that's why by offering such a complete selection, Higher Biomedical really ticks these boxes. Low maintenance and operating costs. With available parts and good generic parts, we help keep these costs low, not only for service companies, but for the customers. With our patented airflow system, we can control the airflow in the unit very effectively. And with our economic pricing and very competitive pricing, we definitely score highly here, as well as service and support and warranty, especially in the UK. By working with Walker, we've really ticked these boxes. The Higher Biomedical cabinet is ergonomic by design, as well as energy efficient by design. And with the easy to construct and adjust stand, it makes installation of the cabinet very easy. Now in the UK, I can definitely say these are very, very important buying factors for the customer. And I would definitely consider this to be a great rulebook to work by when asking customers what they want from a cabinet, as they will definitely highly influence the decision making. Here are a couple examples from the UK here, where we've had large installations, as well as from Europe. These examples of installations can be great use cases for the customer, where you can point to customers such as Source Bioscience, or we've put a large number of cabinets in for their COVID testing labs. Illumina, where we put the first double HEPA cabinets in the UK, and also the 50 biological safety cabinets the European team has sold in Portugal. We've supported companies like TDL in the UK during the COVID-19, which started out as 22 cabinets, but has since grown from there. Companies like Circular One have also purchased in the region of 40 to 60 biological safety cabinets in the UK, and the UK team has done a lot to support the COVID-19 healthcare infrastructure in the UK. These case studies are fantastic to use to help give the customer reassurances that the Higher Biomedical product is quality, reliable, as well as used by institutions with great reputations. Throughout the UK, we've had a great deal of success in pushing a brand new Class 2 safety cabinet into a new market for us, which previously we weren't in. A lot of these tips in the presentation are geared towards this. Unique selling points versus competitors, unique selling points which are important to the customers, and as I mentioned just now, what about the cabinet is important in the decision-making process. We're constantly adding to this list of case studies as the cabinets continue to be very popular in the UK. At the end of the presentation, I want to give you a little bit about Higher Biomedical. Just a bit of background on Higher Group. Higher Group is the world's #1 major appliance brand. The Higher Group has achieved a global turnover in recent times of in excess of $40 billion. Higher currently has 10+ open R&D centres, 28 industrial parks, 122 manufacturing centres, 108 marketing centres, and a global sales network across more than 160 countries and regions. Founded in 1998, Higher Biomedical is part of Higher Group. On October 25th, 2019, Higher Biomedical has announced its listing on the Science and Technology Innovation Board and has become the first stock of IoT science and technology ecosystem. We design, manufacture and market laboratory equipment for the global market. Our products are designed to enable scientific researchers across the globe to perform research. Our business strategy and technological advancement have been very efficient since the founding of the company. We have shipped products to customers in over 160 countries. Other products we manufacture include -80 freezers, -30 and 40 biomedical freezers, pharmacy grade refrigerators, lab refrigerators and freezers including ATEX rated spark-free units, blood banks and isolate vaccine refrigerators, biosafety cabinets, liquid nitrogen storage vessels, and more recently CO2 incubators. We recently increased our manufacturing capability by inaugurating a new factory at the end of 2019. This covers an area of 50,000 square meters and has more than 1,900 employees. This increased our manufacturing to 60 units per day maximum for the biological safety line and to 800 units per day maximum for the medical freezers and refrigerator line. It allowed us to implement our zero defect quality assurance manufacturing system and allowed us to use more automation equipment. A further expansion was commenced mid-2021 and this will be of size 95,000 square meters. As you can see, our manufacturing capabilities are always growing. We're long partners with WHO and UNICEF, which, as I mentioned, are great case studies for working with new clients in new countries. These are very well-known institutes and can lend a lot of confidence to our products knowing they're used by such prestigious institutes. They're CE marked, UL marked and PQS marked. Here are some of the certifications we've received from UNICEF and WHO. We're also fully accredited and the factory has passed accreditation on ISO 9001, 14001, 13485 and 45001. Here are the certificates. We've also received our ISO IEC 17025 2017 certificate and our NSF International certificates in manufacturing. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation. If there are any questions you have about the biological safety cabinets or clean benches, then please let me know. Or if you have any questions about selling into a new market, then please forward them on to myself or your higher representative. Thank you for your time and goodbye.
Thank you, Harry. Brilliant work and delivery as always. Again, any questions for Harry or the greater Higher Biomedical team, please email us at inquiry@higherbiomedical.com or visit our website at www.highermedical.com or of course contact your Higher Biomedical sales manager directly. I want to now give you a brief overview of the group, but it is important to give you some background about Higher Biomedical. Higher Biomedical is part of the greater Higher Group. The Higher Group is the global #1 manufacturer of household appliances as per the Euromonitor for the past 13 consecutive years. The Household Appliance Division produces and sells around 20 million refrigerators and freezer units per annum. Globally, we are #1 in this sector, and our strength is definitely in our refrigeration history. Higher, through its globalization efforts, now has a coverage on each continent, with GE appliances from America, aqua from Asia, candy for the EU, and Fisher & Paykel for Oceania, as well as major expansions at home here in China with Lida and Kasati. The group's turnover is also in excess of 40 billion USD. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about who is Hiya Biomedical and what is our competitive advantage. Global top 3 medical cold chain solution provider. We supply the full temperature coverage and full portfolio coverage from conventional refrigerators and freezers, ice line and STD vaccine refrigerators, walk-in cold rooms and automated storage systems, just to name a few. And they all have the UL, CE and PQS global certifications. As the industry leader and IoT pioneer in our industry sector, Hiya Biomedical provides solutions for biological samples, medicines, blood and vaccination management, including U-Biobank, U-Reagents, U-Blood, U-Vaccination and U-Lab. And more recently, we are very proud, as I mentioned earlier, to be certified to the latest NSF ANSI standard for biosafety cabinet solutions, which is a very important point to reiterate today. However, a key component to our success is that we are an environmentally friendly advocator with strong corporate social responsibility roots. We introduced the HE refrigerant ULT freezer in early 2014. The first company to offer a full range of energy-saving ULT freezers in the industry with energy-saving certification. And most recently, the development and manufacturing of our Stirling ultra-cold new generation of energy-saving, environmentally friendly, ultra-low temperature freezers, which operates over a range of -86 to -20. In early 2020, we opened our new IoT manufacturing plant in Qingdao's high-tech zone, 50,000 square metres over 2 floors on a 75,000 square metre facility with a capacity in excess of 200,000 units a year. The exciting news is that in mid-2021 we commenced our expansion and construction of our new manufacturing facility just next door, adding another 95,000 square metres to our current 75,000 square metres, a total manufacturing site at 170,000 square metres. We will bring you more about our expansion in the coming months. And finally, we are in over 160 plus countries. We have 500 plus intellectual property patents, 300 plus certified medical devices, reaching over 1 billion end users, as I mentioned earlier. Now that is a very quick snapshot of the size and reach of the greater Hiya Group and Hiya Biomedical. And to find out more, please ensure you follow us on social media platforms such as LinkedIn and Facebook. We have many updates weekly about the latest and leading IoT solutions, or of course you can visit www.hiyamedical.com and see all our products, team member contacts, and even do a virtual tour of our exhibition centre here in Qingdao, as we showed you earlier. In wrapping up, a big thank you to Mr. Kong's entire R&D team, the marketing department, and of course Harry Promford. Today was a success due to your hard work, but to you all, a big thank you for spending your precious time with us and to listen to us. We appreciate you so much for joining. Our thank you and appreciation is not just for today, but for your ongoing commitment to working with Hiya Biomedical across many markets around the world. To find out more, please contact us through, as I mentioned earlier, our social media platforms, email, or through today's link. It is also important to remind us that Hiya Biomedical's goal is to deliver what the market needs through innovation and technology, to support users' needs and demands with our zero-defect quality assurance manufacturing system and after-sales quality service. And during these indifferent times, we have been in cooperation with United Nations organisations, built a global vaccine ecosystem to support healthcare networks with complete cold chain processes from production, transportation, customs clearance, distribution, installation and maintenance to inoculation to ensure the safety, security and reliability of the vaccine to the last mile. And finally, from the entire team, we look forward to working together with you and your team in 2022 to continue together to solve the needs of all through effective, innovative and technologically advanced biomedical solutions. Thank you and stay safe.